What up, my people? You are welcome back to Everything Eka TV. Yeah, we are here today to give you another good and interesting video. We are going for an interview. We are heading all the way to Asaba, my people. We go Asaba. We want to go and interview one of the prominent men of Ekaland, the people that matters in Ekaland. You know, our TV is about showcasing the cultures and everything about Eka. We mean everything, both the successful men, the businessmen of Ekaland. Right now, we are about to enter our transport. Right now, we are heading to Asaba. As we were saying, I'm in the park. I'm about to get into my public transport. I'm taking public transport today, so we can move around, feel our people again, feel the love. You know, there's love in public transport, the gisting. We talk about Nigeria, we talk about Eka. You understand they be now. You know, so for motor, if you just bring out one topic like this, everybody will just like just decide boss and just say, this Nigeria, just leave her like that. Everybody go take over from there. You guys, they be now. So my people, let's move now. Let's go to the interview. When we go to Asaba, we'll let you know. And we'll still be talking to you as we are going along. So follow me. Let's move. None of us they inside this motor together. Am I going my motor? Ken, Kugamoko motor, and I go Corey. But since the motor is 200, 300, because the last time buying Nyangi just about 200, 300. Kike now. Even bike itself, we can't label 150 or Asaba. Oh, she ain't take a human machine. Oh, yes, man. Nso Ebenjoko was 200 or 300. Nso Ebenjoko on Joka Asaba, Abi Joko Bini. Kike on Egan is equal. You can't say that no more because now Asaba is 800 naira. Ibekan Konde 1970s, 1960s. Our people are very hardworking. We are blessed. Chuku got the channel. Ahole confirm. Yeah, of a true yes now. The man in there in the video. It is very, very important. Okay, my people, we have arrived at our destination right now. We are in Asaba now. We are in Mariam Babangida bus stop. So we are going to take a taxi or a keke nape. You know how we roll. So we move. Let's move. Okay, my people, you saw what happened on the way, the stress and everything, but thank God that we are here. We are already here now to see our daddy, Mr. Kingsley Osedum Agbo, the CEO of Dumen Petroleum Worldwide. Many of us do know Dumen Petroleum. Many of us do know the filling station at Agbo, at a traffic light, former Mobile. Yeah, we are here to see the CEO, our daddy. So, Daddy, please, we want you to tell us about your family and your personality.
My name is Kingsley Osedum Agbo.
Okay, sir.
I was born and brought up there in Agbo. And I can almost tell you that I live in Agbo because there is no day I don't go to Agbo. My family is there, my grandmother is there, my brother, my sisters, and my business is there also. My king is there. So that one is enough for me to say I'm always in Agbo. I'm a proud Agbo son, and I happen to be the last child of my father. Though I grew up more with my mom. My mom is the one that actually brought me up because my dad, for some greater part of his life, was not around. He stayed abroad. Within those years, he was away. My mom was everything for us. So I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. So I happen to be the last, like I said. So I think that's that for my family. And going back to my school days, I attended Erigwe Primary School. From there, I proceeded to my secondary school, Benoba Grammar School. From there to Ambosali University, where I graduated from the Public Administration Department. I can rightly say I'm an administrator. I served in Bayelsa in 2005. And since that time, I've been in business. I am married with 4 children. My lovely wife, her name is Mercy UK, is what I call her.
Since you've answered about your personality, your family, and about your academic background and everything, so our question is, what is your contribution to humanity and Ikaland, sir?
If you say contribution, I wouldn't know what area. Because for me, I would say I try to live my life as an inspiration. And I see that as the most valuable contribution you can give to society. Not engaging in crime or criminality. Trying to do what is right in the sight of man and in the sight of God. And trying to be good to people around. I think that's, for me, I don't want to channel this one to any particular way of assisting people because that one is not what I like to make public.
Yes, sir.
But the best I can say is what I think I've said.
Yes, sir. It's a great contribution. Many people under you are looking up to you, looking how you are living your life. That I believe that's a very great contribution to humanity and to Ikaland. So, sir, please, right now I want to ask you, what is your vision for Ikaland?
As an Ikason, a happy Ikason for that matter.
Yes, sir.
And a proud Ikason, because I can always tell you that I am happy when I look around and see that God has done me well by bringing me out of Africa and bringing me out of Ika. The greatest thing I would wish for my people in terms of the vision I have for them is to have a peaceful community, a peaceful coexistence among ourselves, and an environment of prosperity.
Yes, sir.
Prosperity towards good for the generality of all. You know, sometimes people misunderstand us when they hear you are from Africa, and they tend to underrate your existence. But you see, it's a task that every African youth must work hard to erase. Because we as Africans, we are living well.
Yes, sir.
We are happy people and we are enjoying life. It's wrong for anybody in any part of the world to see anybody in Africa or living in Africa as not doing well or with an eye of pity.
Yes, sir.
It's wrong. Because we know what good life is in all ramifications.
I can see this is in your skin, sir.
We are happy people.
Yes, sir.
Because first of all, how do you measure good life? Is the level of your happiness.
Yes, sir.
We are happy people. We are progressive people.
Yes, sir.
So I use this forum also to encourage my brothers and my sisters never to put themselves down, never to live a life of pity. If any of us or if any of them has been in that circle, you must break out.
Yes, sir.
You must know that where you are is not your making, it's the making of God. The person in America woke up one day and found himself as an American.
Yes, sir.
It's not his making.
Yes,
Likewise, you that is in Africa, it's not your making. So I think God has done you well by putting you where you find yourself. So what is left for you is to enjoy the space you have, is to work hard and believe in yourself and believe in a better tomorrow. So for the vision, let's go back to the question you asked. Is for the people living wherever they are to envision good for themselves. You work towards it, and as you work towards it, you will definitely see it happen.
Thank you very much, sir, for the great answer you've given to us. Sir, please, can you tell us more about your business?
Like the ordinary African man will say, I'm into oil and gas. It's a general word for it. But what we mostly do is buying and selling. We are into the business of buying and selling of petroleum products, from the least to the height of it. We are into bulk sales, we are into exports, and we are into retail. But it's all in petroleum products. Yes, that's what we do.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Daddy, we are still on the topic of your business. We are still talking about your business. Yeah. You know, many people of today, many youths of today, or even older people, might just look at all these things, look at your filling stations, your wealth, see what you have acquired, what you have built for yourself. They move around Agbo, they see your filling stations everywhere, 2-man filling station. Wow. You said, like, this is an Agbo name, or this is an Ekaman's name. They will think that maybe you woke up one morning and they just handed millions of naira to you, or handed a company over to you from nowhere. So, Daddy, want you to tell us your story. Want you to tell us how you started.
We started small.
Okay, sir.
And it's not anybody that see how far God has helped us today might want to misunderstand it. Maybe, like you said, maybe somebody gave you money or somebody from nowhere. You know, it has been a gradual movement to where we are now. You know, from the school days business, if we want to even go back.
Wow.
I started business while I was in school.
Wow.
I was into transportation. From the transport, we went into supplies of building materials right there in Agbo. From there, we started thinking of how to pursue a career in the business world, which a friend of mine then in Agbo that was into petroleum introduced me to say, come, let's partner. We started in partnership. We got to a point where I felt like I need to be on my own so I can explore. It's also worthy of note to tell the younger person that is listening that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Sometimes when you take that first step, it looks like I'm not making any progress at all. Where is this one going to take me? But as you continue to move and move, you get to a point where it's like you are not the one moving anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
You see the thing moving itself. Just start walking. You understand? That is it. And before you know it, you will see that your little effort has made a lot of progress.
Wow.
So that's it.
Thank you very much, sir. Our daddy said, use the word, he said the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. You know, the use of nowadays, we actually created a meme on Facebook and WhatsApp and social media. They were like, why will someone tell you that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step? The journey of 1,000 miles actually begins with your flight tickets, because you are not going to trek 1,000 miles.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Thank you very much.
For buying the flying tickets, you have to work the money.
Yeah, of a truth. Daddy, as a successful businessman, please, can you just tell us your challenges, the challenges you're facing, the problems you're facing as a successful businessman in Nigeria?
Well, the challenges are enormous, going by the peculiar Nigerian environment that we find ourselves. You can almost say that you need God by your side to make progress in Nigeria.
Of a truth,
because you you talk of insecurity.
Wow.
You talk of poor leadership. You talk of a lot. Are you going to talk of the bad roads, or you are talking of the inconsistency in the opinions of our leaders? It's so much that sometimes you look away from those things and face your business if you want to move forward. Because sometimes if you want to put your mind in those things, you might get discouraged. So because we don't want anything like discouragement or anything that will bring us back, we continue to move even in the storm. We continue to move. We believe that one day the leadership will get it right, because the Nigerian environment is faced with a leadership problem.
Daddy, I want you to give us a word of encouragement, to give us advice to those of us, the youth, who wants to be successful. What is your encouragement? What is your advice to us, sir?
Well, my advice is to work hard and to be consistent in what you do. Working hard is one, but working hard will not guarantee you success anyway. Success, you can say, is a mix-up of a lot of things. You understand? And some of the things could be even in your character. You know, if you work hard and you don't have good attitude towards people, your attitude can put you down in one way. So no matter how hardworking you are, your attitude will be pulling you back. So you have to have good attitude towards people. You have to build integrity. If you tell somebody that this is this, let it be that. You have to build strength to overcome challenges. I think that's the way I'll put it. Because challenges will come.
Yes, sir.
Even in the midst of the business, the challenges will come. Even in the midst of the environment, challenges will come. But you have to build strength. You have to build capacity to overcome them. And another thing again is that the youths of now should decide what they want. Some of our young men of today is like they are choosing just being rich. Being rich will not add any value to you. People could just look at you that you have a good house and you have a good car, but inside of you, you might just be empty. The truth of the matter is that the foundation you build for yourself to rise will make you whom you are. There is a saying that you don't build without a foundation. But if you start building without foundation, it's sure that the building will collapse.
Yes, sir.
Before you become successful, you must have a story. The story could just be like is difficult or is this, but I tell people that it's a time of preparation. Just like I said, when you are building a house, you first of all dig down.
Yeah. Daddy, you know, we are hearing your name now, Dumen Petroleum everywhere. We want to know what is the inspiration,
okay,
the inspiration behind the name, the brand, Dumen Petroleum.
Okay, well, the inspiration behind the name or what brought about the name. You know, my name is Osedum, like you know.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
My home name. And all along, I've always wanted something that will remind me of where I am from.
Wow.
You understand? I'm somebody that is in love with culture.
Oh.
And that is always wanting an opportunity to promote where I am from. You understand? Going by that name, Dumem. Dumem is like, even by the name Dumem, if you are an Agbo person, you know what it means already. Yeah. Dumem is like lead me or lead me on or whatever. You know, and that's same meaning with my name, Osedum. Yeah. God lead me is my name. So Dumem is like asking God to lead me into business. You understand? And I would have coined it out from an English word. You understand? But I prefer it to sound more homely. Wow. Coming from the traditional point of view. And coming from the Agbo name, like when you say what's your home name, right from time I'm the type of person that if you ask me my name, I will tell you my name is Osedun. I don't mention Kingsley. My name is Kingsley, but I play Kingsley low. I prefer to tell you I'm Osedun because one of my reasons is you might get 3 Kingsley.
Wow, yeah,
in a month or in your phone. But if I tell you Osedun, it could be rare for you to get it. So once I tell you, you save Osedun, or you understand. So that's the peculiarity and the inspiration behind the name. We are in the hands of God to lead us in all that we do. The name of my first daughter is Ewere.
Wow.
Ewere. And the second girl is Kelechukwu. The third is Dumebi. And the fourth is Osedun Jr.
Wow. He says, wow, that is a good one. The culture is being promoted. Our culture is being promoted. You can hear our daddy, all his children's name, they are all bearing an Ika name. Unlike our brothers, most of our brothers are abroad, even those in Nigeria, in Lagos. Some are even in Benin self. They will get there, they will give their children Benin name. Some will give their children Yoruba name. But that's not the way of promoting our culture. You give your children their local name, their cultural name, so they will know where they are coming from. When they hear their name, they remember where they are coming from. It's very, very important. Thank you very much, Daddy, for granting us this interview. Thank you very much, Daddy. I think, my people, this is the end of this interview. So now I want to tell you guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Our name still remains Everything Ika. And very importantly, share this video so people can get to see us and know about our cultures and know about our prominent men in Ika land. Thank you very much, Daddy.
Everything Ika everything Ika